Hey everyone, you're listening to Kinda Tempted.
I'm Kimai,
And I'm Tanisha.
and today we're kind of tempted to trust a book to tell us what we want. Let's go. All right. So, I guess with that title, you probably don't know exactly what we're going to talk about. Tanisha, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about love languages. Ooh,
Ooh,
juicy, scandalous.
I
Ooh.
know. Not just relationships, we're not venting. I feel like we did a lot of complaining on the first episode. There may be some today, but I mean, we're also trying to be a little informative with
Yeah,
the new stuff.
a
Not
little
new,
less
but
complainy this
yeah.
time.
I mean, we'll see. There's always some sort of, complaints with the
Oh gosh.
relationships.
But those are the fun things to talk about, am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right,
Um,
so
dis Wait, disclaimer though. Tanisha and we have never read the love language. Wait, have you? I haven't.
no, I never read the book.
Okay, I haven't either. And so, like, the title, the love languages are based off of a book. And we just thought that that would be cute. But disclaimer, we have not read it. So, our information is not super, precise.
It's not
Sorry.
super accurate to the
It's not
book.
accurate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we just kind of based it off of Google. So if you are interested in reading it, which I think I will eventually, I think we'll probably read it for book club.
hmm
It's called The Five Love Languages: How to Express Heartfelt Commitment to Your Mate. Book by Gary Chapman. But
Oh,
yeah, that's
Gary.
just something I wanted to insert there.
Oh, Gary. When was the first time you heard about love languages, Kimai?
Honestly, I think in college,
In
I think
college,
that's
yeah.
when a lot of people were talking about love languages, and maybe that's when people were reading about it too. I personally, like I said, haven't read it. And I think the first time I took the quiz was actually this past week when we decided to talk about it. But I knew about it, like what it was.
hmm So you had like a vague idea of what maybe your ranking would be in terms of all of the love languages that are possible.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I think I did. How
Yeah, I
about
think
you?
I think the first time I heard about love languages was I don't know, I feel like a lot of people in my grade in college were taking psych at one time. And I think
Oh.
they force sounds very aggressive, but I think they ask you to take the Big Five personality test or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think people were just into like taking those kinds of tests to like figure
Okay.
out who they were during that time. And that's when I heard about
Okay.
it. hmm
That's interesting. I definitely took the five personality test or whatever or learned about it, but I don't think I ever associated it with the love languages. So I'm pretty
hmm
excited to talk about it because I mean, like I mentioned, I knew a little bit of it, but after taking this quiz, I got actual percentages as to
I
what
know.
my as to what the hierarchy is for my love languages. But let's see. So, okay, well, I mean, like, how is this helpful to us, Tanisha?
Well, so I guess in simpler terms, love languages are so you find your love language and whatever I guess your highest ranking of your love
Hmm.
languages, like your top one out of
Yeah.
five, that is the way that you tend to give and receive love the most. And
Hmm.
then maybe you also give and receive love in other ways, but they're just at like a different extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like when you mean received, it's like what you want to receive, right?
hmm
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That's important
That's
because
that's important.
because if you don't know what you want, then how do you say what you want, right? So maybe
That's true.
when I didn't know my love language, that's where all my issues stem from.
You know what? Probably. Yeah, I feel like a lot of maybe tension that could come between couples is because
Hmm.
they don't understand each other in the way that like they don't know what is important to the other person.
Hmm.
And what happened to me was by default, I just automatically assume that this other person in a relationship with me wants the exact same things as me.
Yeah.
because I think like as hard as you try to look at events through other people's eyes, like you just end up putting your own lens over it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, this is super helpful to individuals who are in a relationship, but can also be useful to singles, I believe.
Yeah. Like, get to know yourself and then, let someone else in. That's probably the healthy way to do it.
Right. Did I do that? I did not do that.
That's okay. I didn't either, you
Is this why
know?
we had problems? Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
definitely. I'm sure it was a problem because of that.
but you know what? It's okay because now we're here and now we know what
We
our
know.
love languages are, okay? And that's going to
Yes.
help us in the future. And knowing what my love language is, like I can keep that in the back of my mind now and be like, okay, like why am I having this problem with my partner? Is it because I'm not understanding him? Is it because he's not understanding me? And then I can use this knowledge to improve our relationship and then move forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, along with improving and knowing your relationship with your partner or significant other, how about our relationship, Tanisha? Do you think you can predict my love language?
Girl, see, okay, I thought I could. I have reasons behind my Okay, so we guessed, right? We tried to predict what each other's results would have been
Hmm.
for the ranking of love languages, right? So whatever is at the top of the list of 5, that's what we think is
More valued to the other
more
person.
valued, yeah, to the other
Yeah.
person. Um I already know that I was very off because like we have a sneak peek like from our notes that we type up together, right? But like I tried my best and I have reasons.
No, I get it. Honestly, when I saw mine, and I also saw like your reasoning as to your guesses to my love languages. Yeah, I was like, she's not wrong. And once we explain it, I'll probably get into more detail as to why I am surprisingly this or surprisingly that to Tanisha. But yeah, I mean, we can just get started and want to start off with your guesses for me,
um oh,
or do you
should
want me to start?
we should we talk about what the love languages are first? Like what
Oh,
the
that's right.
categories are?
I forgot.
Yeah.
We're just gonna start talking. They're like, what the heck are they talking
I
about?
know.
What are the five love languages?
It's okay, we'll
What
just
are
edit
they?
this somewhere else. Okay. Okay, so what are the 5 love languages? So we have, I'm just going to list them really quick and then we'll just go into a short explanation of each one. So
Mhm.
there's acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, and receiving gifts. And yeah, the way I'm counting it reminds me of how Alex counted.
Oh my
And I
God.
just,
I'm
I don't even remember
crying.
what it's
I'm
like.
crying. I don't remember. Our friend Alex his uses his fingers to count really interestingly.
It's just a different way that the other part of the world does it that we are
Yeah,
not
he
familiar with.
said that's how Chinese people count. I don't know because I've never asked someone to count with their fingers before.
Right.
So
I
I
can't.
can't even redo it and show y'all what it looks like because I don't remember. And it was just shocking.
Yes,
I was shocked.
we don't remember how he did it, but we remember that we were shocked when it
We were
happened.
so shocked. Anyways, back to the love languages.
Okay, so there are 5 love languages, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so what is acts of service? What does that mean?
So acts of service is kind of like rather than showing your love, well, I feel like I'm gonna tie in the other ones, but acts of
Just
service. So
just do
like
it. Just do
so
it.
pretty much acts of service. So instead of giving you a present, you make dinner for them. You
Mhm.
know, you do something that shows the love but isn't explicitly said
Mhm.
or showcased. Because sometimes with acts of service, or basically most of the time with acts of service, it's the motion and intentions of going out of your way to do something for someone or thinking about them when you are, putting away their laundry, washing their
Mhm.
dishes,
Yeah.
opening the car door for them, things like that, I
Yeah.
think.
No, I think that's great. I guess we can. do a little role play, and then we'll give examples. So
Role
if
play.
If Kim I and I are in a relationship, in a romantic
Okay.
relationship, okay,
Okay.
I am like, okay, I know Kim I has all of these things to do. And I also know she has to do laundry. So why don't I just go ahead and do laundry for her and take that off her plate? So that could
Hmm.
be an example of an act of service
Yes,
that I could do for Kim I.
that is a perfect example. Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome.
All
Your
right.
laundry was so easy. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm
Okay.
so touched.
Oh, good.
Anyways, words of affirmation, the second one.
Yes.
So, what is that, Tanisha? Can you
Okay.
describe it?
So, words of affirmation, I think, is okay. Well, I guess I'm biased to this one. I think it's been one of my favorites, but it's just using your words to show the other person that you care. So, if I tell Kim, I love you, I care about you, just that verbal act
Hmm.
is what words of affirmation is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next one, quality time.
Quality time.
Quality time. I think I like this one. And quality time is pretty much when I was taking the quiz, it seemed like no matter what you're doing, as long as you are in the presence of that person, that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
I have a different definition of quality time, which I'll get into later.
We'll talk
But
all
I
about it.
think I think in general it's pretty much the time you spend with that person. If they're like next to you, reading a book, you're watching TV, but as long as you guys are kind of together in a space, mixing vibing energies or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I gauge from the quiz at
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, quality time. And then we have physical touch. So that would be showing the other person you care through touch. So
Yeah.
if I were to hug my partner or to kiss them or hold hands with them, that is an example of physical touch.
Don't forget to get consent.
Yeah, consent, very important. Okay. We
And
always need to get consent.
enthusiastic, yes. Okay.
Enthusiastic, yes. Burn into our brains as it should be for everybody out
Yes.
there. And if not, we're going to burn it into your brain for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Enthusiastically, yes.
Enthusiastically, yeah. And the last one, Kimai, is receiving gifts. And I feel like
Ooh,
that's pretty self-explanatory.
self-explanatory. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like you buy them a Coach bag. I don't
Yes.
know, a
Yes.
Gucci bag. Buy them a car. You get a car. You
Right.
happy.
You
Like
get a car,
that,
you
you
happy.
know?
Wow, so simple. You make relationships sound so easy.
But again,
Wow.
that's one of on our lower end, so maybe that's why, we're a little complicated, so receiving gifts doesn't do it for us.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if that's your love language, that's amazing because you know what works
Yeah.
for you, It's
Yeah,
just
ask.
not something that works for us. So,
Yeah, I mean, if
yeah.
that's for you and your significant other is ready to get you that, the Balenciaga shoes or
Oh my
whatever,
gosh.
let them
This is
know.
some high-end gifting here.
I know. Some people really love that much.
That's true, yeah. Or like, a grand gesture, like let me buy all of these flowers for you
Yeah.
on Valentine's Day. Um, yeah, like if Kim Mai says to Nisha, I would really like that backpack. And I'd be like, ooh, keep that in mind. And then,
Let me get that back.
yeah.
The more I talk about it, the more nice it sounds, but that's okay. It's not a top one for me.
Again, the love languages are acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, and receiving gifts.
Yes.
So, yeah. And did we mention the website that we went to? We did, right?
No,
No?
no, we
Okay.
didn't. Not yet. You can mention it
Okay,
because I forgot it.
we went to fivelovelanguages.com. So, I mean, we pretty much typed love languages into Google
Yeah.
and picked the first one, and then
That one
our friend
sounded
Gary
promising.
popped up. Yes.
Yes, our friend Gary.
Our friend
Gary
Gary.
Chapman.
We know him so well, just kidding. We haven't read your book yet, but like
We will
we will, maybe,
eventually. Amanda has
possibly.
read it. She'll lead us through it.
My gosh, she should have been a guest for this episode
I
then.
know.
She's the expert.
She was so excited when we talked about it yesterday, but she's excited to listen to, I
Yeah.
guess.
We're
Hi,
gonna
Amanda.
spill all the tea. Hi, Amanda. Shout out to Amanda. She's the best.
I
Okay.
think we're gonna give her a shout out in every episode or something.
Well, they better get used to it because she is an important part of our lives.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. So on this website, 5lovelanguages.com, yeah, the love languages are based on a book by Gary, what's his last name? Gary
Chapman.
Chapman. Okay. And there are actually different kinds of quizzes that you can take depending on what season of life you're in. And by that, I mean like,
Ooh, that's a
I,
good way to say it.
isn't it? I
Seasons
stole
of
it off the
life.
website. I take no credit whatsoever. Okay.
Oh, I
I'm
thought that
just,
was just organic.
no, I'm really good at repurposing things, but she has so
Okay.
much faith in me, you guys. Like, I can't believe it. It's amazing.
Seasons
Okay.
of life.
Seasons of life.
Like
Yes.
seasons of love.
You want to go to Rent? We can go to
Seasons
Rent.
of love.
You're going to be the only one singing because once I start, like, no one's going to want to listen to this
Oh
podcast
my
anymore.
God.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going. What's going on
Okay.
again?
All right. So there are different types of quizzes depending on what season of life you're in. So right now, Kimai and I, in the context of love languages, right, we are in the season of life where we are in a committed relationship right now, not with each
Yes.
other,
No,
with
but I mean,
with
we
other
could.
people.
We could take it together.
We could, yeah,
We
because
are in a
they're
committed relationship.
yes. I feel
Just,
like no, you're right. We are.
yeah, just not romantically, but we
No.
are committed
Hmm.
to each other.
You're right. Twice a week,
I
basically.
know. Oh my God. If you include the editing, that's like 5 times a week or
Yeah,
something.
that's every single day of the week. We're sick of each other. I'm just kidding. So okay. Um, I so we are in relationships right now. So we took the couples quiz. Okay.
Yeah.
There are also quizzes where you can take it if I think you are a child,
Yeah, that
because
was
yeah,
surprising.
right. Or if you're single, I think
Hmm.
also if you are
In the
have been in the
military.
yes, have been in the
Yeah.
military. So whatever stage of life you're in or whichever category I feel that you identify with the most, you can take that quiz, and I feel like that
Yeah.
would best represent uh, what your love languages are in that context.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, assuming that you trust the love languages and the whole logistics of the website
Right.
and the quiz.
Right. I mean, you have to have an open mind when you're taking these quizzes, and I feel like you do have to give in at least 80% of your mind to trying to figure out what's going on or something, okay?
Okay, okay.
um everybody has to be a healthy level of a skeptic. Like, you have to be skeptical of any of the information that you take in,
Yeah.
and then critically analyze it for yourself and figure out for yourself if this is something that you want to align with, right?
Hmm.
There is something to be said about the accuracy of this quiz, but we'll also talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to the
Should
guessing.
we get into guessing? Okay.
Let's do it. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
Okay. I can go first.
Okay.
Okay, so our predictions are in the order. So I'm going to say first what I think Kimai would, or what I guess Kimai would value the most, and
Hmm.
then the love language that she would value the least would be at the end of my list. Okay, so I'll tell you my order, and then I'll give an explanation for why I believe that this is her order, which it's not, but it's okay. Okay, so first I put acts of service, then I put quality time, then receiving gifts, words of affirmation, and then physical touch was lowest priority, is what I thought would be. So do any of those like particularly surprise you first? Just like the love languages.
Hmm. No, I think Tanisha, given that she knows me pretty well, it makes sense that she would guess these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I think you did a good job. I
Oh.
just think that I want stuff that I don't say and explicitly communicate,
Hmm.
and then people don't know. And
So,
so, yeah, what were you gonna say?
so from like an outsider's perspective, you believe I did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if
Okay.
I were to look at myself from the outside, I'd be like, that
Makes sense.
sounds like her. Like I think I would assume that she would want these types, or she would value these types of love languages.
Yeah.
But internally,
It's a whole different world inside, okay?
that's where I'm like, okay, I can see why Brian probably had a hard time with me.
Oh my goodness.
So do you want to explain your reasonings, or do you want me to
Okay.
like share what I actually am?
Okay, so this is just a brief explanation. Okay.
Okay.
So Kim Mai, Kim Mai, I put acts of service for you first. I feel like I want to lump things together. So I'm going to say
Yeah.
acts of service and quality time were at the top for me because I feel like you really value the presence of another person and knowing that the other person is thinking of you and being very considerate of you and your time. Because I know that Kim Mai is efficient. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, we want to get things done in a timely manner and the most effectively that we can. Right. And then I put receiving gifts in the middle, which was actually a little bit higher than maybe I would value. Cause I mean, I only have myself to compare to, right?
Hmm.
And I put that there only because gifts is very low for me. And I know that Kimai and Brian exchange gifts more often than I do with Dave.
Hmm.
So that's why I put that there. And then,
And wait, by the way, when she means more often, she means she and Dave never give gifts.
oh, yeah.
So that's why anyone would be more often than that, okay?
Right. So it makes a lot of sense that I put it there. Okay.
Yeah.
A little higher than me. And okay, and then we have words of affirmation and physical touch. And the reason I had that is I can recall stories that Kimai has told me where maybe those things were not included. And but it didn't seem as important to her at the time. So then I just used my background knowledge of Kimai to put those there at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you did a good job, and I'm
Thank
not
you.
surprised that what I think is important, people don't think it is.
Hmm.
So, and that's totally fine. Like I don't, like I said, I think you did a good job. So,
Thanks, friend.
going going off of that, what my actual five forces, oh my god, five forces, that's from fucking marketing in my business school. Oh my god, get out of here.
Kimai, this is not the time. We
Anybody know
set
about
we set an appointment on purpose to just do the podcast.
anybody know about Porter's five forces?
Oh my gosh.
Barriers to entry.
Damn. I mean, if I did, I'd probably
Power.
be more educated.
Yeah, I
I'd
don't know.
be
Anyways,
better off.
aside from strategic management and
Right.
marketing,
Which I know
my
nothing
love
about.
languages, the five love languages.
Yes.
So now there's percentages hooked to it because this is from the quiz. So I have 32% valuing quality time, 29% words of affirmation, 19% acts of service, 16% receiving gifts, and 3% physical touch. Are you surprised?
Um, man, like I wouldn't say that I am surprised because you definitely have to look at all of them together. You can't really like isolate and pick a space.
Yeah, that's true
Yeah,
too.
like kind of in the way that I did when I was ranking for you, like as a guest, right? Um, Nothing is surprising to me. I think I thought gifts would be a little bit higher, right? I put gifts in the
She thinks I'm materialistic.
Oh my God.
This bitch.
No, I think because I'm not materialistic, I guess in terms of what the quiz thought was materialistic or like gift
Mhm.
giving, okay, I just was not that. So I just assume everybody is higher than me. So that's why
I
gifts
mean,
are
I
in
am. I have
there.
3% versus Your
Yeah, we'll talk about
0%.
mine
No,
later.
yeah, that's
Okay.
later. Okay. I have 3%. Okay, just imagine Tanisha's is a little lower than that.
My goodness. Yeah,
Um,
dude. So maybe we can do your guesses for me before we get into details.
yeah.
Okay.
So for Tanisha, I predicted her top one would be words of affirmation, going down from there, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, and then receiving gifts as last. How did I do?
Gifts is definitely last. Acts of service is first. Yeah. Okay. So my order is 30% acts of service, then
Wow.
27% words of affirmation, then 23% quality time, 20% physical touch, and 0% gifts.
You guys
Okay.
hear that? 0%.
0%.
Do not
Okay.
give her gifts. Do not expect gifts.
No,
Tanisha is
never.
0%
The best thing you can do
receiving,
for
giving
yourself,
gifts.
anyone who's listening, is to never
Don't,
expect a gift from me.
yeah, don't give a gift. Don't expect a gift. Give a gift if you want to,
Right.
but she ain't gonna give one back.
Damn, like if you give me something, I will feel more inclined to give you something, but I show love in terms of quality time and venting sessions,
You
okay?
know, Tanisha, she's the type of person where, like, if you do something for her, she'll feel obligated to
Yep.
do it back for you. But there's also the side of her for gifts where it's like she'd rather just take the guilt. She's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm
Mhm.
just gonna feel guilty about it
Mhm.
because feeling guilty is less energy than stressing myself out on as
Mhm.
to what to get you back.
That is
So
true. Yes,
that's it.
that's my person in a nutshell, so don't expect any gifts from me, okay?
That's
Gosh.
fine.
I think it's kind of hilarious though, but if you know me less, I think if we're more of an acquaintance, you'd be more likely to get a gift from me than if we were best friends because I think that's me trying to save face from strangers that I don't know completely yet. Yeah, so
Like, I'm a normal person.
right. Yeah, no, I'm actually a piece of shit, but like it's okay. We'll talk
Oh my
about
God.
it. Yeah, so gifts is 0% for me, which is actually kind of hilarious because I'm pretty sure I picked gifts as one of my answers or like a few, but they still gave me 0 for that because I
Not good
guess it
enough.
wasn't enough. It was not
No.
enough.
They were like, this bitch, she's just trying to be fake right now. She really 0%.
Yeah. And I also want to point out that my percentages are 30, 27, 23, and 20. So those are all pretty dang close to each
Yeah,
other.
they are.
Yeah. So there's not much separation there. So I would say that I think you also did a good job based on what you know about me. And words of
Thanks.
affirmation is pretty high for me too. So I'm not surprised that it is in second place, only 3% lower than acts of service, which is my first.
Oh my God, all this math up in here.
I know it's just, damn, this isn't even math, but like honestly, like I couldn't keep track of this if it wasn't on a document in front of
Oh
me.
my
So
God. And if you add it all together, it'll hit 100% if you didn't know, everyone.
damn it, better.
Wow.
Wow, it actually gave me a 0, but there were like 3% left, and they were just like,
Yeah, they're
nah,
just like, nah,
you
we
don't
don't
need
need that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just omit it. It's not that important.
I mean, yeah, dude, like I think you did pretty good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I kind of want to explain mine a little bit
Okay, yeah,
because
definitely.
I think, again, I think you did a good job. But for all of you out there who want to give me love or want to receive love from me,
Oh,
you need to understand my 5 love languages.
absolutely.
And I'm going to make Tanisha go through it with hers too.
Hmm.
Okay. I noticed for yours, you put words of affirmation for me like very, very low. I think it was like the second to last one.
Hmm.
And I don't blame you
Hmm.
because I am kind of cynical. When someone says something to me or if someone says something nice to me, I'm just kind of like, the fuck? And I like don't believe them. And it just seems like I don't care about words of affirmation. But in reality,
But in reality.
I have been duped too many times,
Oh my goodness.
but inside, I just I just want to hear good things and nice things, but I can't believe them anymore. So that's
Dude.
why I can understand why you don't think words of affirmation matter to me. It's because I can't accept them. Like I've just grown up not accepting them well.
Mhm.
And so now I want them, but I don't know who to trust.
Jeez. Oh my gosh, that's 5 episodes worth of information, Kimai,
I
that we could,
know.
like, try to unpack everything.
I
Okay.
know. And I mean, that's all I'm going to say. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I want this. I want words of affirmation, everyone.
Okay,
But
did everybody hear
I
that?
don't know. I can't trust you. Like, do you really think I'm smart? Do you really think that's a
Mhm.
nice outfit? Or are you
Yes.
just saying that?
You know
You
what?
know?
Yes. I am honestly, I'm triggered by your explanation for that, okay? Because I totally get it. There have been times where words were said to me and I'm like, I don't know if I believe you. Like that's cool and I'll accept it. Whatever it is, like a compliment, a declaration of like love or whatever, I will accept it, but then in the back of my mind I'm going to be like, is that the truth? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Are you
I don't know.
sincere? How do I test this? Do we need a polygraph or
Oh
something?
my
Like,
gosh. Hold on to your comment. Let me just attach this machine to you. We're going to find out if
yeah.
you're telling the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah. Anyways, I think quality time and words of affirmation, I want to explain the most. Acts of service, cool, you're in the middle. Great. Receiving gifts, yeah, okay, cool. Physical touch, I hate PDA, everyone. I'll like hold hands with Brian, like hug and stuff, but like I I hate PDA. Like there are some people that I have seen who consistently feed each other in front of people and it makes me uncomfortable.
Remember
It
these
makes
stories,
me
yes.
it makes me lose my appetite and you need to stop, okay? Don't do it in front of me. And there have been issues because of how I feel about PDA, but it's okay. I mean, it's been okay now, and that's why I think physical touch is at the bottom. Like I value physical touch
Mhm.
behind closed doors. Like I think quality time and physical touch kind of go hand in hand with me because I think quality time, I like hugging Brian, or when we're like cuddling and watching TV or something. Like I
Yeah.
think that's quality time. What quality time is not. It is not when I want to hang out and someone says, "All right, let's hang out, but I'm going to play games, okay? I'll hang out with you now
Oh
if
my
I can
god.
play games later, okay?" That's not quality time.
I'm shaking.
Okay.
Okay. I'm shaking. Okay.
That's not quality time. Someone. I voiced I voiced my opinion. It's a work in progress and
Mhm.
we all have to compromise. But
Definitely.
for me, quality time is specific. If I feel like I have a deadline for this quality time, it's not quality time, okay? It's stressful time. That's what it is for me. And that's all. That's all I have
And
to
that's
say.
all. That's
That's it.
we've laid our hearts out on this table. Um, it's open for everyone to see.
Yeah.
If you really want to gross Kim Mai out, PDA in front of her. Okay, side note. I just want to explain really quickly that this quiz, the way that it was formatted, is that each question you get two choices that you can answer from. And they ask you, which do you value the most? And then each choice will be a sentence. For example, which do you value the most? When your partner gets you a gift after being away on a trip, or when you and your partner hold hands in public? And a lot of the physical touch questions were in public, was
Yeah,
included
yeah.
at the end. So that is important to
I was like,
mention.
no.
Yeah. That's why Kim Mai is mentioning PDA for physical touch, because that was like the only way that the
Yeah.
questions were framed for physical touch.
Yeah, and pretty much like if you love, you know, meeting up with your lover and running into their arms and
Oh
they
my
hug
God.
you and circle around in the middle of a plaza, then you'll love
What?
physical
Is
touch.
there a fountain in the background in your plaza?
I think there is.
You
I
know
think there
what?
is one.
Same thing in my mind, okay?
But I wouldn't be that person. I
Yes.
would be the person sitting at the fountain being like, the fuck you doing? Didn't
Yeah.
you see her like 5 minutes ago?
I
You
would
know?
be next to you eating froyo.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I want to reiterate that we're not trying to shit on anybody that has different
No.
opinions or love languages as us. I feel like we're kind of similar, so it's just kind of funny to like talk about them together, like, and
Yeah.
like, just
Like
joke
if
around a little bit.
physical touch is your thing and you need
Hmm.
it, take it. Own it.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel uncomfortable, but you're not dating me. So
right.
who cares?
Who gives a fuck about what other people think? You just
Yeah.
do you and make sure
Yeah.
you're happy and you're having a good time for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but we're gonna think things about you, but like you won't know. It's okay.
Who cares? You're not dating me.
No, we're not important in the scheme of your relationship. So you do what you got to do. Um, so do you want to share what Brian's results were?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Oh,
Let's do
okay.
that. I'm
Okay.
down.
So
Okay,
yeah.
so Brian took the test,
Hmm.
and if y'all don't know, my significant other, his name is Brian. And okay, he got 33% acts of service. Makes sense. 27% quality time. Okay. 20% words of affirmation. 10%, 10%, 10% receiving gifts, and 10% physical touch. So he is different from me when it comes to acts of service. And we're actually, I feel like, so for him, acts of service is at the top. And that makes sense because I know that after being with him for like 5 years, I know that he likes, when I do stuff for him, he like really values that. He likes quality time, but he needs his space. Like he
Hmm.
can't, that's why it annoys me when he it's Brian, okay, everyone,
It's
it's Brian. When he's like, okay, I hung out with you from this time to this time. I need to do something else on my own. And I'm just like there sad and everything. But like I have to understand that like he needs it and stuff. So you got to compromise there. Words
hmm.
of affirmation, I think he's kind of in the same boat as me where like we're like skeptical to it. Um, so we kind of like just fuck around with each other and stuff. So it's kind of like I think I want words of affirmation, but we mess around so often that I don't know if he's being serious or not. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't think Brian's is surprising to me. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean, like yeah, the order is like pretty much the same. I guess like if we're gonna lump categories together, like it looks pretty much the same. So,
Hmm.
and I think having the same order or roughly the same order makes it pretty easy to relieve a good chunk of the pressure that could come from a relationship. Because
Yeah,
if you have a completely opposite love language order, then you're going to have to do that much more work just to get along and change your natural mindset that you
yeah,
have
for
about what the
sure.
other person wants. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think like I mean, when Brian and I were long distance, I wanted to see him often because quality
Hmm.
time was something that was big to me. And he was just someone who was like, okay, I mean, quality time is big for him too, but it wasn't as important as it was to me. So
Yeah.
he was able to be okay seeing me like every other month. And I was like, okay, that's not enough for me. And so
Hmm.
I would need like FaceTimes and phone calls and stuff and
Right.
things like that when we were long distance to like make me feel like I was cared for.
Yeah.
Um,
Important. Yeah.
but yeah, but for him, it was like more than he needed. And so it was
Hmm.
like adjusting. And so knowing now that his is acts of service, I would like send him pizza or I would like if someone was going to go visit him where he was, I would send him like some food or something. And that was
Yeah.
like acts of service, semi gift giving.
Hmm. Yeah, and situation definitely has a lot to do with, I think, the outcome of this quiz if you take it. So, like, if you're in a long distance relationship, or if you live in the same household,
Mhm.
or I don't know, if your significant other is away serving in the military, many different life events can cause your results to be different.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure, because if you are long distance, you probably can't have physical touch
right.
or, quality time, certain things that you need to physically be there, you might not have it, and so it may be
Hmm.
lower. But when you're closer to each other, suddenly that is more valuable to you. And
Yeah.
yep, that's it. Okay, your turn.
Okay, my
So,
turn.
what are yours?
Man.
I
Okay,
mean, if
so
you wanted to explain anything on yours.
I can talk forever about myself. Okay. So, oh my gosh. Okay, so my results, I guess, I'm going to repeat them again. So, acts of service was my first, then words of affirmation, then quality time, physical touch, and receiving gifts was a big fat zero. Okay, at the end. Okay,
If
nothing.
it was a grade, she would have failed at receiving
Absolutely
gifts.
failed it completely. All right, so I want to say that before I took the quiz this most recent time, which I guess we took it last week or maybe like a few days, I don't even remember what's
We
going on
took
in the
it.
world.
That's it. We
We
took
took
it
it
recently.
recently. Okay. And my order, or at least my first, or the love language that I value the most, changed for me from when I took it maybe like 2 years ago. And I know that I took this test like 3 or 4 years ago too. So this is why I believe that whatever place you are in life, like it's definitely going to be different
Hmm.
depending on like what you're going through and everything. Right. So acts of service, I really did not think was going to be the first one, the most important one. I actually thought words of affirmation, which is only 3% lower, was going to be my highest.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, because I think I am the type of person who this goes without saying, but like you can't read someone else's mind, right?
No.
And if I am able to understand completely and thoroughly and in a 5 paragraph essay, I'm just kidding, but like completely what you feel,
Oh my
and
God.
if you can tell me how you feel about me eloquently and in a way that makes me happy, like that is very, very important to me, I think.
Hmm.
And I think that has a lot to do with being long distance, actually. So Dave is my boyfriend, and we have been in a relationship for a few years now, and it has been long distance since the very beginning. So I think that the time that we could get together where we could talk on the phone or even text, like I would call those words of affirmation too. And that was like the way that we could show each other that we cared most often, right?
Hmm.
Um, acts of service is first because this Dave changed me. This bitch, he changed me. Okay.
Oh,
Acts of
okay.
service was not my first one, but for him, it is the most important love language, the thing that he values the most, because he really does like to see that I put time aside to think about him and to do things for him. And if he feels that he is being taken care of and I'm trying to do everything in my power to make him feel comfortable and loved, then that's very important to him. Right. And then after acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time is third, but it's still pretty in line with the first two in terms of percentages. And this is also because we're long distance, right? So anytime that I can get to be around Dave, like that's important to me. And then physical touch is also very close to the other three. And it's like if we are in person together, then I would like a protective arm around my shoulder. I basically want to feel like I belong to somebody. And then
My
that's
God,
just
Tanisha, that's.
You know what? We can get into
twisted.
that.
I'm
We
just
can get into that, okay? This is
I
not
want
the
to
time.
belong to someone.
Oh, I mean, it's dirtier than that, but it's okay. It's fine.
What?
We'll talk about it. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So, and then receiving gifts is 0. Is this
Same.
mostly because I, is this mostly, sorry, I'm having problems.
It's okay. We all are.
Is receiving gifts 0 because I am really bad at gift giving and it stresses me out?
I mean,
Probably.
that's why I put it as low for you.
Thank you.
I was
And
like, she can't want gifts because she don't give gifts.
oh my gosh, like I have this whole thing, like when I try to think of a gift to get somebody, I'm like, are they going to use it? If they're not going to use it, did I get this for like nothing? Like, is this is this just going to be like a paperweight on their desk? And like they're not even going to touch it and it's going to be dusty. Like those are
Oh my
things that worry
God.
me, even though like they shouldn't, right? And for Dave, gift giving is like a little bit important, like a little bit more important to him than it is to me. And he's like, oh, okay, well, can you just get me something? Like it doesn't matter like what it is. It's like
Give me a
as long as you
taco.
a taco, fuck. It's like if you put thought into something and then you get it for me, like I can feel love that way, even if maybe we end up returning it together, like that's okay. But like the fact that you thought of me during that time, like that is something that is a little important to him.
No,
Wait,
if
can
you return it together,
but
the
that's what
fuck?
this is
No.
this is the kind of gift giving we've been doing lately, okay,
See,
though.
see, the reason I don't get gifts for Brian is because every single gift, okay, I need to take that back. Okay, most of the gifts that I've given him have been unused or have been put away.
Mm,
I've never seen it, never heard it. I don't know. Most of them, okay? And that makes me freaking sad.
mm,
I'm like, you didn't like it? You didn't tell me what you wanted.
mm,
So that's why receiving gifts is on the low end for me
mm.
because I try, but it just is not successful.
You know, but one day we are gonna be successful and we're gonna work together to give him the best gift he's ever gotten, okay? And
You're
then
gonna help me out,
you
Tanisha?
know what? If you tell me what he wants, maybe I can try to help you. But like me trying to think of things all on my own, that's a hard sell. Okay, that's difficult. That's kind of
Oh
hard. Okay.
God.
Um, but you know what? Maybe now, if Brian is listening, then he can think to himself, okay, like I need to let her know, like when maybe a gift isn't working out, and then you guys can figure out a solution together.
Yeah,
So
his birthday's coming up, and I was just straight up like, "What do you want?" He told me, and I was like, "Okay, let's just go get it together." That's what we're
yeah.
gonna do.
Oh my God. I mean, like by me saying the kind of gift giving that Dave and I do recently is like I get him something and then I badger him to tell me like, do you actually like it or do you not? Because if you don't, then I can return it and get you something that you actually like until he tells me he doesn't like it and then we go like if he doesn't
Okay,
really
well,
like
if
it.
you offer to return, that's fine. I don't
Okay.
offer. I don't expect it. It comes at me like a punch to the
Oh
face,
my gosh.
and I'm just shocked.
Oh,
I'm devastated.
a little taken
But
aback.
I have to, compromise, I guess.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I
It's
guess
fine.
it is different though because the way that I Dave and I give gifts is like I will give him a gift as like a surprise, like not a surprise to him, but it's like it's not anyone's birthday. It's not a holiday. It's not a
Oh my
time we
God,
give gifts, but like he just gets one.
that's nice of
Because
you.
because I think like the pressure of me trying to get a gift on like a special day, like I feel like that's a lot for me. So then if it's not that, like if it's not a special day, then it's easier for me to like go out of my way and think of something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
So
that.
I feel like less expectation, like less pressure for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think words of affirmation though, being that high, I was shocked that it wasn't your number one
Mhm.
because Tanisha, I mean, I don't know if she's known for this, but she's known to me for this that she around holidays, birthdays, special days. She will send long, 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 loving
Mhm.
text messages
Mhm.
to me and her friends,
Mhm.
telling us how she appreciates us, how much she needs us, how much. But it's beautiful, okay? And that's why I thought, she expresses her love with words of affirmation, and I love it. Um, well, I do.
No,
Was I not
I it's
convincing?
just the way you said it, it was funny to me. I believe
I
you,
love it.
Hermione.
I love it, okay? And so I thought out of all of them, like words of affirmation would be the top. But it
Yeah.
makes sense after you explain that like being in a relationship, it does change it. Or
Mhm.
at least like you get a different perspective and you try to like compromise between that. But Tanisha, she's very good at words of affirmation, whether it's giving or receiving. Because whenever she tells me all these things, I'm like, okay, she must be telling the truth. She wouldn't have spent like 20 minutes to write 3 paragraphs
Oh my
just to say like
god.
JK, you know? Like, she
Yeah, I'll
wouldn't
send
do
her
that.
3 paragraphs and at the end be like, "Just kidding."
JK.
JK.
April Fools,
Oh my god.
like she
I would
wouldn't do
never.
that. So then from there
No.
I'm like, okay, she must be telling the truth and
Dang.
I must reciprocate. So most of the
You really don't have to
no,
reciprocate,
no,
it's
I
okay.
mean, I'm not, I mean, it's not that I don't want to. It's that I feel encouraged to, and it makes me feel open to saying things like that to you.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
And as you
giving her the
can,
platform to also express her feelings.
yeah, and as you can tell, I'm not very good at it, and it's because I've been duped. Okay.
No, okay, I completely understand that though. So with words of affirmation, I feel like my score is so high because I have hope in them. But I think I have been numbed by the world in where I totally get where you're coming from when you're like, okay, I don't know if I believe the words that are coming out of this person's mouth. So I feel like in a previous relationship of mine, I have said some things that I didn't mean. And I'm not saying that that is a good thing. I do not condone, do not recommend, don't do that. It ruins
Don't
you.
just don't date that person.
Oh my God. Okay. It ruins you and it ruins like the other person for an extended amount of time, in my experience. So, because I was saying things that I didn't mean during that time, it now doesn't allow me to put as much faith into other people when I hear words from them. So,
Yeah,
like, I basically did this to myself. Do not
yeah.
recommend. But
I
also, people have done shit to me.
yeah.
So, we're all just like hurting Tanisha for some
We're all
reason.
hurting each other.
Oh my God.
We shouldn't, but we do.
Right. Watch what you say. And sometimes, like, you don't have to say anything. Sometimes you can just stay silent.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes words can hurt you. Yeah.
Just be
Okay.
honest, guys, okay?
Just be honest. Don't be like
Honesty is
me.
the best policy.
Yes.
Okay?
Goodness. But okay, so the good thing is we have learned from past mistakes and we are here to fix them. Okay. Um
Yes,
yes.
eventually.
Oh
I'm getting there.
God.
I'm trying, but I don't think I'm like, crazy about it.
We are
I still
just
have my needs too, okay?
That's true. We're actively working to heal, making sure that we treat our partner respectfully, but also making sure that we get treated respectfully as well and we get what we need. Because at the end of the day, all you have is yourself.
Yeah, that's all you have.
That's all you have. You have
That's
nothing
it.
except yourself.
That's it.
Oh my goodness.
Love
Um,
yourself, because if you don't love yourself, no one else
oh
will.
my God.
I'm just kidding.
You have to be your biggest advocate is what we're
You
trying
do.
to say.
You really
It's
do,
not that
okay?
devastating. We're all fine. Everything
I'm
is
like,
okay.
I thought about it. Okay, you guys all heard the pause. I thought about how to say it, and I just said it. Okay, let's just be honest here. You gotta fucking love yourself.
Yep.
So know how to love yourself.
And that's why we're talking about love languages
Yeah.
today.
Because what was my top one? I forgot. Obviously, I don't remember. Quality time. You know what I fucking value? Quality time with myself. I just told Brian today, I was like, oh, I really value, other people's time too. Like I have meetings and stuff and I try to make sure to end when it's supposed to end. And I'm
Mhm.
like, any fucking minute is a great minute to me. because I need that minute, whether it's to breathe, to relax,
Oh my
or just
gosh.
fucking lay down. Sometimes I need a
Yeah.
minute to lay down, okay?
My
I had a hard
goodness.
day at work today. Let's just
Oh
move on.
my gosh.
Okay, let's move on. I don't
Well,
want to talk about this anymore.
we'll have a therapy session later.
Anything
Oh my gosh.
else? Oh, Dave's
Anything
results.
else? Oh my
Dave
gosh.
results.
Dave's
That's what we need
results.
to go into.
Okay. Dave's results.
Did you introduce Jave? Dave? Oh my God, who's Jave?
Who is Jave?
Ew.
Damn. If he finds out, he's gonna fuck Jave up, okay?
Okay, Jave, watch
Jave.
out.
Okay, so yeah, Dave is my boyfriend. I think I mentioned that before. So Dave also took the test, and his order, acts of service is first. This is why I said he fucking changed me, okay? Because acts of service is now my first, okay? And then physical touch, quality time, receiving gifts, and words of affirmation. Now, I have a funny ass story. Are you ready, Kim?
I'm ready.
I sent him my quiz results, and then he sent me his. And I was like, wow, Dave, like you really changed me, because acts of service is now my first when it used to be words of affirmation. Okay. And acts of service is also his first. So now we both have the same highest value on acts of service.
That's healthy.
Yes. But then words of affirmation is my second one. Right. And Dave got 3% for words of affirmation at the very, very bottom. Okay.
At least he had a percentage for it,
You
Tanisha. You
know,
had
okay.
zero
You
for
know what he
physical
said?
touch, okay?
You know what he said? Okay, so I told him you changed me, and he's like, "Yeah, babe, you changed me too. My words of affirmation is no longer 0." And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
I know this is meant to be sweet, but this is the most hilarious thing I've read all fucking day.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I
Like,
can see it. If you know Dave, you can't believe anything that comes out of his mouth.
oh my god.
Like, I, so he probably doesn't care what's said to him.
Oh my gosh. Dave
But
does
now
like
he cares a
to,
little.
yeah, and now he cares a little bit. And I
Yeah.
do believe that 3% is because of me. Okay. I
Yeah.
I have given him 3% of something he did not have before.
Yeah.
Um
Add to it. Do
yeah.
it.
I mean, Dave does like to joke around a lot. He likes to troll a little bit sometimes. And especially if you don't know him, like you're kind of taken aback by that. But um
Even if you do know him, you still get taken aback.
you just don't
He's
Kim
funny
I
though.
Kim I knows Dave, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so access services first. I think I explained why that is. And then physical touch is his second highest. And for us, I think having a physical relationship is very important. That's why our long distance that we've been in since we've started this relationship has been like particularly difficult. Kimai is smiling because she recalls some things. Okay.
Yeah.
It is very necessary for us to spend time together, basically having sex. Okay, like we need to have a time where we can be physically close to each other and be intimate. Come on, you're gonna get used to this, right? Because we're gonna
No,
be talking about this a lot more.
that's fine. I just want to mention
Oh,
that.
go ahead.
So when I moved back to San Jose, and
Yes.
Tanisha and I used to live with each other in Riverside, and my family has a house in Riverside. I legit gave her my fucking house key when
Mm-hmm.
I moved back to San Jose,
Yep,
so
she
she and
did.
Dave can have
Mm-hmm.
sex at my house whenever they needed to meet up.
That is
And so I'm laughing because they do fucking need it. Okay?
no
They
pun
because they had
intended.
nowhere to go. I gave them the resources.
Kimai is like she's a real friend. She's a true friend, and
If
she,
my parents knew, they'd be mortified.
they could listen to this. Think
They
about it.
probably I don't know. They really have a short attention span, okay?
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just hope that they don't find out then. But yeah, so this is something that is very, very important in our relationship that Kimai has been able to facilitate for us because she really cares deeply about me. Okay. So that's a thing. But so that's why distance has been like kind of hard for us, because just like being with each other too, like quality time is third highest for him. It's been rough. Okay. And then we have receiving gifts, which is actually 17%, not 0% like me. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And then words of affirmation at the fucking bottom at 3%.
You like took the 3% of words of affirmation, took it from receiving gifts and just
Mm-hmm.
tossed it there and was
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't want to give gifts, so give me words instead or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
And I mean, like, you can kind of see why there might be some friction in our relationship because words of
Hmm.
affirmation is at the very bottom for him. And it's second for me. Could have been first if I picked certain questions differently. Okay. Um, so he would like to see um like an action rather than a verbal compliment or like
Yeah.
show of love. Action over words, right? But I am a very wordy person. And I think, Kim, you think I'm a little sappy, but I think since being friends with you, my sappiness has gone down exponentially because sometimes we in book club we talk about like cute things that happen, and Amanda's in book club with us, right? And then when I tell a story and I'm like, oh, this person said this to me, like, am I like, will roll her eyes and be like, oh my god, and like I feel like I would react the same way, but it's only because we don't know what to believe, okay? Not because like we
Dude,
actually hate
yeah.
the thing that's being said. And then Amanda will be over there in her one
Just a
man
little,
corner and she'll be like,
yeah.
oh,
Oh, so
so cute. I
sweet.
know.
Oh my God. And but then at the same time, her boyfriend is so, so, so sweet
Oh
to
my
her,
god, he's an
sends her
angel.
flowers all the time,
Absolutely.
truly, truly loves her. Not that our boyfriends don't love us. I'm
No.
sure they do. But we are we don't have the same treatment, and that's okay.
Oh my gosh.
But it's also because I think we react in certain ways that
Yes.
our significant others are just like, oh,
Mhm.
they're not gonna be like,
Mhm.
"Aw, that's so
Mhm.
sweet," like Amanda. They're just gonna be like, "The fuck is this?" Right? And it's not like we try to act that way. It's just this is just a whole topic we gotta talk about another time, okay? It's too much for me right now. I'm scared.
It's like a circle of like we do this so then this happens and then we do
Yeah.
this and then this happens, right? But
Yeah.
I just want to put into context that the flowers for Amanda happen so often
I
that
know.
Dave will send me the story that Amanda posts about the flowers and be like, "Why don't you do this for me?" And I'll be like, "Bitch, why don't you do this for me?" Okay. God. But
I
like,
asked Ryan, I was like, "Did you see Amanda's story?" And he's
oh
like,
my
"Yeah, the one with the
god.
flowers." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Why? You don't think I send you flowers?"
Oh my god.
What can I say?
Oh my god.
Okay. Actually, for our anniversary, he bought me flowers,
Yes, we have to mention this.
but he made me go get them myself.
Oh my gosh.
So that's half
Baby
of it.
steps. Baby
Yeah,
steps.
like I think it's a compromise. Like they
We are
were very
making
nice.
progress, honestly.
Yeah, like I think for Valentine's Day, he sent his mom flowers and chocolate. And then after he ordered it, he's like, I should have sent you some too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he sent me it for my anniversary. I had to
Uh-huh.
get it myself, but he half did it. And that's okay because one day he will get fully there. And
Yes.
that's what I'm excited for.
There was one day
Love you,
where
Brian.
yes. There was one day where there was no steps being taken, but now there are steps being taken. So
Yeah.
we're improving. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's because, we we're compromising between our love languages, trying to understand each other. And
Yes, that's why we're
yes,
here.
yes, that's why we're here.
My goodness. I okay. I want to say something else about the gift giving thing.
Mhm.
There in a previous relationship of mine, okay, there was a time where this person told me, okay, I would like this specific thing for a gift. And that's what he gave me. And that's great because, like, you know how stressed I get when I have to come up with a gift for somebody and, like, I have no, like, hints or anything. So that
Yeah.
was more than enough. Right. So then I went to buy the specific thing the only way I knew how, which was Amazon. Okay. And then I got this thing and like I bought a couple different ones to like check quality and make sure everything was good. And then I
Wow.
handcrafted a gift around that specific item, right? To give to this person who told me they wanted this specific item. And then when I gave this gift to this person that like I put time into, which is something that I don't normally do, but I was like, okay, he wants this, so let me do this for him.
Mhm.
He looked at the gift and he said, "Where did you get this?" And then I told him. And then he said, "That's dumb. Why did you get it there? You should have gotten it somewhere else." And then that's it. And then he took the gift, but like now I'm left thinking like why did I do all of this work for?
Why?
Like why
Exactly. Why did I do
why?
that just to get reprimanded?
Yeah, like why are you yelling at me when you know that I don't do these things? Obviously gifts was higher on in terms of value for that person than it was for me. But it's like, if you want me to change my order of love languages, this is not the way to do it.
Yeah.
You do not yell at your SO,
No. And
okay?
that's why he is an ex-lover,
That's
okay?
why we don't he who shall not be named, this is why we don't talk about him, okay? Among other
Yeah.
things. Yeah. But that is in the past. But that is also another reason why gifts is hard. It's more difficult for me. That
Yeah.
is another reason. Yeah.
I see it.
Dude, I just want to say that relationships are hard.
Yeah.
And you're working, it's like work the entire time in terms of like you're putting in work
Mhm.
to make sure that this person is getting what they need and making sure that you have what you need at the same time.
Yeah.
um and it's not work as in like it's something that's not fun, but you definitely do have to change your mindset a little bit, your assumptions a little bit, in order to fit this person into your life.
Yeah. I will say though, people have different relationships. People will meet many and will, date many people until they find the right fit, but change in a way that you still are comfortable with yourself
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
comfortable with compromising. If you got to
Yeah.
change every single cell in your body to match this person, find another fucking person, okay?
No,
There's
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you wanna compromise and you wanna make something work, but if it gets to the point where it's just too freaking much and
Mm-hmm.
you don't even know what to do, what you want, who you are, it's either time to really to have a serious talk
Yeah.
or time to find someone else.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's so much easier said than done, but I mean, just putting it out there.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely don't want to get to the point where you feel like you're getting pieces of you cut off and like taken away. It's like you're
Yeah,
losing who you are and who you want to be. Um, I feel like the type of person that comes into your life is also very important. That person has to fit in pretty well with what you want and have the same, I think, morals and ethics and like the same values that you have, right?
yeah,
Because otherwise you'll get somebody in your life and you'll start noticing like some red flags. Like this is from my
mhm,
personal experience, by the way. You'll start noticing red flags and then you'll be like, maybe I can ignore that. And if I ignore that, it'll go away. And then you ignore that one, but then like more pop up and you're like, what the fuck is going on? All I can see is red now. Like the fuck,
yeah,
you
and
know?
then it'll pop up, it'll show up at 4 a.m.
Right. Oh,
I will be mad.
oh my gosh. Kim, I will be fucking pissed and knock on your door and yell at you like she's never yelled at you before.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
Oh
tell that
my
story
god.
another time. We
That's
we
a
will.
funny story.
The
That needs
fucking
to be
funniest story.
told. That needs to be known. You
Oh
don't need
my
to know
gosh.
who, but it needs to
No.
be known.
No. I mean, I guess I can just well, okay, we'll save that story for another time. But
Yeah, we should.
I want to elaborate this relationship that I am referring to where I ignored a lot of red flags. These red flags would pop up in the very, very beginning of the relationship when we started. And I was like, okay, if I ignore them, they'll go away. But instead of going away, they just get bigger. It's not a 2 by 2 flag anymore.
No.
Okay, it's a 16 by 16 flag. Okay.
Extremely large.
Extremely, extremely large. So large that you just can't ignore it anymore.
No.
And you get to a point where you do have to either you are in, either you like this person enough to work it out with them and stay with them and figure out what the problem is,
Yeah.
or you don't. And
Yeah.
you just got to leave. And honestly, leaving or working it out, like those are both good for both people in the long run.
Hmm.
So you do what you got to do,
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what's best for you. But when in
absolutely.
doubt, ask a very good friend.
Kim I. Ask Kim I in my situation.
Oh my God. I've told Tanisha many things.
Oh
She
my
listens
God.
to maybe half of it. And then afterwards, she says, I should have listened to the other half.
Yeah. That's what that's what I say to everybody. It's like, okay, I didn't listen to Kim I this one time, and that one time she was right. And then like 100 times after that, she was right.
She
So
was right.
chances are, if you have a close friend who is in your life often and cares about you, they are going to see all of these red flags before you do. But your friend cannot change you unless you want to change. And that is eventually what
That's,
happened to
yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's important is that I stuck by her and
I don't know why, but thank you.
I mean, you lived with me. What am I gonna do?
Throw me the
I'm
fuck
just kidding.
out. You don't need that kind of toxicity in your life, okay? I'm problematic as hell.
Hey, no, she wasn't toxic to me, okay? She just she had other toxic things that
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
observing
Mhm. Mhm.
and
Yeah.
commenting on,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Dude,
I
I'm
put
sorry.
yeah. No, that's okay. I mean, I'm excited to talk about it, not because no, I'm excited to talk about it. That's it. Because it's a very significant part in our relationship.
That's true.
I think after that moment, we could have either been broken up as friends or where we are now, which is strong. A strong, secure relationship between two strong women.
Thank you, Kima. That was beautiful.
One. Okay, everyone, we're getting a little off topic here, so let's, corral everything back together.
Let's wrap this up in a nice little
Let's
package for
do
you
it.
guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Goodness.
Anything you want to mention, Tanisha?
I just want to repeat again for the people in the back that like don't know, or for the people that don't know us, like we do love our boyfriends.
Yeah,
We love them so much.
we do.
I guess this is just time to talk to each other about the things that we relate on, just being women in relationships right now
Mhm.
during this time. And I I feel like I could say that you and I are a little similar in the way that we think. And then I think I can draw some similarities between Dave and Brian too, honestly.
Yeah, I
So
think
yeah.
so.
Yeah. It's nice to have someone to talk to about these things.
Yeah, like we're comparing our experiences, but also understanding because we know what Brian and Dave have. We're making the connection. Like we have these little, you know, inconsistencies or these little small frustrations, but we understand why,
Yeah.
and we're trying to work on it, whether it's them compromising, or if we're compromising. So I think this was a good thing to quiz ourselves on and
Yeah.
kind of discover, especially because Brian and I have not done it. So it was really cool to talk to him about it. And I love Brian. He's a great guy.
Yeah, yeah, you do. You love him. Haha. You love Brian.
He's
Okay.
great. He's amazing. Yes.
Yeah, I love Dave. He's great, but okay, not but uh
But
as Kim I said though, relationships, they are always a work in progress, because
yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
you are always trying to make sure that you are putting forth your best effort, and you want to make them feel safe and comfortable, because at the end of the day, I feel like that's what everybody wants to have in a relationship, any relationship really. And
Yeah.
you're building trust constantly. And also, if you've been in previous relationships, or if you've had past um, traumas, like no matter how big or small,
Trauma.
you are trying to maybe unlearn what you did
Yes,
in the past, and you're just trying to be better. So we're all trying to improve here.
we are. And if you think about it, everyone, we wouldn't say any of these things and share it to the fucking world if we thought this was going to start a fight with our boyfriends, okay?
Yeah, we are exhausted and we are not trying to get into fights with our
No,
SOs for no reason.
no.
Okay. The world
Okay.
is tiring enough as it is, so we don't need more drama in our lives.
I mean, I feel like we're trying to defend everything we said, but we don't need a defense, okay?
We don't,
We
but
don't.
yeah, it's
This is
okay.
just our honest truth.
Yes, it's healthy to analyze what you're saying out loud sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna put that out
And sometimes you want
there.
to share it with the world. I guess that's what we're going to do. Is it healthy? Probably.
let's let's talk about the results that we got from this
The
quiz.
accuracy.
Yeah. So, like I said before, the format is like pick the one that you value the most, and you only get two choices.
Yeah.
And each choice is a sentence, and the sentence is worded in a specific way, not in the way that you would word the sentence.
No.
No, not in the way that, I don't know, you
Everyone else in the
expect.
world would word the
Right.
sentence.
So it's like, okay, if this physical touch question or answer choice is formatted in a way that it has to be PDA, of course, Kim I is not going to pick that because she doesn't like
No,
PDA as an example,
never.
right? But then
Yeah.
if it was like, oh, like if we cuddle like during a movie, then maybe she would pick that. So
Yeah.
it really does depend how the answers are worded and how you read them in your mind with
Hmm.
your own past set of
Yeah.
experiences.
And
Yeah.
also how you're feeling. Because imagine if you're taking the quiz
Oh my
and
God.
you just got into a huge fight with anyone. If
Fuck.
you're not feeling great, oh, would you want would you rather kiss your significant other or would you rather punch him in the face, right? Like depending depending on what you want or what happened around the time, you may not choose what you actually want. So, it's really
Right.
you got to take it with like a grain of salt.
Hmm. Yeah. Mood is super big. Um, you could also be primed. There's something called priming where if I had a whole conversation with Kim Mai about PDA, maybe that would make Kim Mai feel a certain way about PDA. Maybe she would hate it even more
Yeah.
than she dislikes it now. And then it would cause her physical touch score to be even lower than what was it, 3%, Kim Mai?
Yeah, it would be 0%.
It would be
Okay?
0%.
Or
Just
it would
like,
affect Tanisha. Ta-
right.
Tanisha would be like 20%, maybe 10,
Yeah.
right?
So there's something called priming that
Oh
affects
my
that.
God, all of this psychology. I love it.
Oh my gosh. We got to incorporate everything we've read about in books, okay?
Oh my God, we
Got
should
to
talk
keep that
about that.
knowledge fresh. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
okay. I'm ready.
uh, yeah, so and then there are also a couple other factors to take into account for accuracy. So the current situation that you're in, if you are single, if you are in a long distance relationship, those things will impact how you answer.
Mhm.
How long you've been with your current partner, too,
Yeah.
will also affect that. So there's something called the honeymoon phase, right?
Oh, yeah.
So maybe you love everything about them and you haven't seen anything yet that you dislike. And so that could alter what you answer
Yeah.
the quiz.
Just wait a few years, you'll find something.
Oh my God. But that's healthy because we're all
That
human and we're
yeah.
all different.
Imagine if you just like loved every single thing, then you're an angel. That's it. I'm not gonna say anything else. You're a fucking angel.
Yeah.
Good for you. Teach me. Um, but yeah, I think the accuracy of the test is definitely something to consider. So that with that said, Tanisha and I aren't like looking at this like a religion or anything.
Right.
We're definitely
Hmm.
considering that it does have its effective moments, but I also think that a lot of them can go hand in hand.
Yeah,
Quality time and physical touch as being one for me
absolutely.
personally.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it definitely depends on how you look at each category too, and maybe
Mhm.
you think of it a different way than the person next to you does. Yeah.
So, with that, I challenge you all
Oh
to
man.
take this quiz. I forgot what it was, but just Google it. Like 5 love languages. Choose whatever quiz pops up first that looks reliable. Don't be downloading any malware or anything, okay,
Oh
guys?
my
Been there, done
goodness.
that. Don't need it. Take the quiz, see
Hmm.
what you get. Are you surprised?
Yeah.
Or are you surprised at ours? I don't know. Give us some feedback. I don't know where you're gonna put this feedback. We'll figure it out. Comments,
Instagram,
DMs,
talk to
Instagram.
us. We welcome it.
Somehow
Yeah.
we need it.
We need it. We need friends.
We
I
need
mean,
it.
yeah. Okay, we need interaction. So
Yeah.
it's the quiz is at 5lovelanguages.com. Pretty self-explanatory. Pick the type of quiz that relates most to you, whether you're single or a couple or any other category. Do that. And I feel like you should definitely take this quiz more as a fun activity
Mhm.
and not so much as a doctrine that you should follow for the rest of your life.
Yeah. No
Because chances,
manifest destiny over
no,
here.
we don't know. We
No.
let's not let those things happen again, okay?
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, chances are when you take it, you'll get a certain result. And then if you take it 5 years later, it'll probably be different, honestly, because
Yeah.
you will have had more experiences to base your answers off of.
Mhm.
That's it for our episode. Thanks for listening, guys.
Follow us on Instagram at kinda.tempted, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.